Good afternoon, everyone, and happy IEEE Day. In Puerto Rican Caribbean section, we are celebrating once again this special day. So, IEEE Day commemorates the anniversary of the first time that IEEE members gathered to share their technical ideas in 1884. So, the first day of IEEE Day took place in 2009 with 80 events, and it's celebrated every Tuesday, first Tuesday of October. So today we have different events, but before starting, I would like to show some of the areas that we have in this section as chapters and also affinity groups. So join us today. There are different types of things that you can join in IEEE. So we'll be happy to answer any questions. So we're gonna start right away with our first one, IoT devices from Computer Society.
Rico and Caribbean section. Happy IEEE Day. Today I'm going to talk about a topic in computer society. My name is Edna Char, and the topic I will present today is IoT devices. I am going to start I'm going to talk a little about myself. And right now, I am in the second year of a doctoral degree in computer engineering and computer science at the Polytechnic University of Puerto Rico. And I have 15 years of experience in the telecommunication industry, and I have 2 years of experience in the health field, working with projects, implementation, and hardware and software configuration and installation for the X-ray department in hospital. And I active in cybersecurity topics in university, business, and non-profit organizations. And right now, I'm doing a research specifically on cyber attacks on IoT devices and network. Um, this is the agenda that I will be discussing today. I'm going to start with with uh, with a definition of what is IoT and present the evolution of IoT. And I'm going to present 5 device types and a figure of IoT network architecture, and I'm going to show or present some problems of security challenge, attacks, and future of the IoT, and at the end, the reference, and I'm going to um, show you my email address for any questions about this presentation. Okay. What is IoT? IoT, the Internet of Things, is an evolutionary stage at the Internet that creates a worldwide communication infrastructure between humans and machines. And IoT is building the global infrastructure that will transform essential elements of our lives, from healthcare to manufacturing, agriculture to mining. And IoT will provide vital facility for the most recent expanding artificial intelligence growth. The evolution of IoT started with a graduate student in Carnegie Mellon University Computer Science Department when he wants to know if his department soda vending machine has called a soda bottle but doesn't want to go all the way there to check as the machine is quite a distance from his classroom. And he decided with the help with the help of two fellow students and a research engineer, he develops a code that can let anyone on the university with ARPANET monitor the status of the vending machine, whether it has soda water and whether they are cold or hot, and the evolution of the IoT began here. And in 1989, an English computer scientist, Tim Berners-Lee, proposed the framework from the World Wide Web and lays the foundation of the internet. In 1990, John, Rom- John Romke invents a toaster that can be turned on or off through the internet, and it was connected to a computer as there was no Wi-Fi at the moment. But this toaster is considered to be the world's first IoT device, and the first things in the Internet of Things. And in 1993, Stanford, Fraser, and Paul from the University of Cambridge built the Trojan Room coffee pot in their computer laboratory, where an image of its interior is uploaded to the building server three times every minute for people to check the level of coffee when they want a cup. Okay, these are the top five IoT device types, and start with the smart home devices, industrial sensor, industrial robots, healthcare devices, and connected cars. A smart home devices are the most common consumer IoT products right now, and an example of that could be AI assistant speaker like Alexa or Siri, and smart locks and connected appliance are just some other smart home device examples that help people live more efficient and connect lives. And IoT can connect the fridge and can tell the homeowners when they have a low stock of a specific grocery product. And the IoT doorbell could also sense when someone approached from the front door even before they ring the bell. Industrial sensors, um, IoT sensors are more sorry, IoT sensors monitor various processes such as inventory management in warehouse. Organization of any size can implement a digitized inventory management with IoT sensor that monitors item status and condition. And the most tech literate companies have been known to double their earnings per employee compared to company without much tech buy-in and without the industrial sensors. The industrial robots, um, industrial organizations also use IoT technology in robots. For example, many warehouses use autonomous kernel robots, and the robots have IoT sensors that report their locations and performance of the warehouse floor. And IoT sensor help with navigation and can scan QR code through the warehouse to guide their route. And in industrial field, IoT robots can fill in labor gaps and improve operational efficiency. It's important to know that manager must train employees of how to safely work alongside this with this robot, because inadequate training um, may lead to accidents or misuse of the robots, even though they can largely function autonomously. Okay, in healthcare devices, it's important to know that IoT can use IoT devices are crucial to patient care in healthcare facilities. And IoT medical devices, an example of that an example of that is when an IoT medical device is help a nurse remotely monitor patients' vitals, so that nursing team can provide better care of their department. Also, the healthcare IoT technology can monitor the patient health outside the doctor office, and remote at home monitoring helps protect patients and avoid repetitive and costly hospital visits or doctor office visits. Even another technology with IoT devices in the healthcare industry are the smartwatches have become valuable medical IoT tools that provide electrocardiograms and accurately track vital signs such as heart rate and blood pressure. And another the last IoT device type are connected cars, and IoT has continually evolved in the automotive industry, and the technologies in vehicle entertainment, navigation, and maintenance monitoring system. And with IoT, a car entertainment or driver assistance system can receive remote update without any need for the driver to take the car to the dealership, and save time to the person, to the owner of the vehicle. Over the air software update also enable car manufacturers to stay ahead of potential security risks. But unfortunately, IoT enabled vehicles have been hacked, including raid instance while on the road. Okay, this figure shows the IoT network architecture, and this architecture has a lot of IoT sensor of sensing purpose, as like a temperature, humidity, and pressure. And after sensing, these data are transmitted to a cloud server through the IoT gateway. And furthermore, users can access the data to their mobile app and so on. Due to accessibility of low cost and smart devices, the IoT network refers to a smart system, and the IoT devices operate independently with their hearing and transmissions abilities. Furthermore, the propagation of IoT provides a lot of benefit, but also provide a lot of potential threats. Numerous significant IoT problems can be identified, and these open problems make it clear that the complexity of the internet design currently needs significant capabilities to alter. An unprotected authorization and authentication. The administrator often provides authentication to authenticate the customer identity, and permission involve rewriting or updating the content for that appliance as well as the administrator consent. And the technology of the server, the number of IoT nodes in the IoT field increase demand, and the number of IoT nodes answer rise concurrently, and depending fully on the server where clients use the interface. The server response to the IoT node request should could be immediately. There could be no delay in responding to the consumer. Management of storage. A vast amount of data is produced when link IoT nodes send a large amount of multimedia data, and they have huge data and other types of inconsistent file where data about this IoT node is stored. These files do not take up much space, but many of these could be used as soon as feasible. Data management. Data management Is a transmission between nodes is completed and more information is formed between nodes daily, and there is more information to be communicated from other side to another, and it could be considered whether specific information is transmitted or not. And the security can be difficult to provide since node automation has risen, resulting in security new security issue. Okay, the security challenge of IoT devices are, I'm going to start with the device similarity. When the IoT nodes are well homogeneous and these nodes use a similar communication techniques and elements, and if one of the node is vulnerable from susceptibility, numerous others contain a similar problem. Unexpected activity, the vast amount of IoT nodes use their vast list of empowering techniques denotes that these nodes activities in the area may be unexpected. Okay, the device longevity or extended device life and expiry support is one of the advantage of IoT node is long life, but that long life denotes that they can live longer with their node assistant, and one can measure the similarity of or the similarity between this and conventional schemes that must cease and modernize after a long time, with numerous terminating their utilization, abandoned, and orphan nodes do not have a similar safety true for different schemes because of the emergence of techniques over time. Complex deployment, um, one of the primary one of the primary objective of IoT is to put superior networks and research where they could not go before. Unexpectedly, this make a difficulty for physical protection of nodes in this area that are extreme or only accessible with difficulty. The lack of transparency or low or no transparency are numerous IoT nodes fail to present clarity in terms of their performance. Consumers are unable to see or use their procedures and can only assume the nodes work correctly. They cannot regulate unnecessary activity or information gathering. Moreover, where the product of the updates the node, it may carry out unnecessary activities. Okay, and no warnings or no alerts. One more purpose of IoT is to offer the best performance in the absence of interruption, and consumers are not aware of the node or recognize when an unfamiliar scene becomes invalid. Safety violations may continue for a long time in the absence of this recovery time. Another another important thing of IoT devices are the security risks. It's important to be aware of the security risks because IoT devices are everywhere, so IoT attacks are on the rise, and the vulnerability of IoT comes from risks both in the device themselves and the way they interact with the rest of the organization system. And here are a attacks on IoT devices are the most common security risk, like the botnets, and the botnet particularly is a vulnerable to malware because um, they don't have the same security mechanisms built to the operating system as more advanced machines and computer. They are usually functionality focused machines and typically don't offer the storage space of processing power that computers do. For example, with that in mind, attackers tend to see IoT devices as low hanging fruit attack vectors that they can easily take advantage of. But installing malware on the IoT devices will not have much of an impact, but infecting multiple IoT devices allow attackers to form botnets. Okay, and ransomware, the fact that IoT devices rarely store valuable data locally doesn't make them immune to ransomware attacks. Instead of ransoming information back to an organization, ransomware attacks on IoT devices typically block the device core functionality, and that mean shutting down an industrial device without which fundamental business operation would not be able to continue, or stopping a camera or microphone from recording the feed is strained on. Okay, the convergence IoT devices are connected through the internet by design, but that connection introduces an additional attack vector specifically because of the role IoT plays in organizations today. In industrial organizations, for example, the common practice of segmentation smart system with their own separate network only goes so far because IoT devices are connected to the internet as IoT devices that have become popular in operational technology. The systems that were once consistently air gap are now created specifically to be online, often through wireless network. The field of IT, IoT, and operational technology are covering, making all three categories more vulnerable to IoT attack vectors. The invisibility, because of the rapid proliferation of IoT devices, connection to the network asset inventory often fail to keep up, and hence the saying, "You cannot protect what you cannot see." Visibility into IoT devices enables security teams to conduct detailed monitoring of the traffic that moves through them, so they can identify any abnormal patterns and identify threats and warning signs of attacks in progress. On encrypted data, the function focused approach of IoT design means that most IoT devices don't have the resource built into support strong encryption. Also, many IoT devices don't store files locally, and they do transmit important telemetry information like video or audio data back to the organizations or into the cloud. Without robust encryption protocols in place, that traffic is particularly vulnerable to espionage and hijacking, and attackers may replace camera feed or stop them from recording or change important medical information or customer data, for example. And the rogue devices is where, when installing IoT devices, also introduce the possibility of rogue devices and replacement to legitimate devices or physical addition to systems that are designated to go undetected while the attack chains erase or steal information. And rogue devices enable attackers to create rogue access point, fracturing the network perimeter by creating a point of ingress and egress traffic that the attackers can control. And in conclusion, the future of IoT, according to Statista, the total number of installed connected devices is expected to be 75.4 billion globally by 2025, and this will be a 5 times increase since 2015. And these numbers indicate that the future of IoT promises to be more innovative and revolutionary as compared to the present.
Thank you. And for any questions, you can send to the email here below. Um, so thank you everyone for joining us. I'm going to provide once again what we have available in our section and some discounts that are available for IEEE Day.